Yo, yo, yo. It's Clefairy gaming time. Pop out the chat skis. All right. Okay. What's going on, Lappy? I can't mute the Discord. Wait, how do I engage in streamer mode? How do I manually turn it on? I turned it off for some reason. Enable. There we go. Alright, it's fixed. Okay. That should stop the beeps. We're just gonna get back into it. Sorry guys, I got DMs from two people who I should be answering. Literally I clicked live and two people I should be answering for things that I told them I would help them with. Alright, okay, no. Okay. Two different people. Alright, I'm done. I'm ready. Oh, I didn't want to stream today. Let me get back in the mindset. Brain activity. Okay. I left my computer on, so I didn't lose any of my settings. Right, we're just gonna start. I didn't want to stream. I worked on something this morning, and then it failed really badly. And then And then I was like, frick, I should stream. And I was like, I didn't want to. Because I've been trying to get out more videos, and so I was like working on a video, and it's like I'm in the process of like debating on whether or not I should continue with this video, because it's like the thing that I want it to do is in like a semi-releasable state. The thing that I want to do is in like a semi-releasable state, and like it would make for a pretty fine video. Have I played more of your hack? I've not played any more of your hack. My wife played through a good... My wife got farther than I did, but then she bought a new video game and then hasn't finished. Hardy. Oh, I did have this open. I thought I didn't have this open still. For some reason, I thought I closed Gen 3 Seed Assistant. 31, 13, 14, 16, 12. I probably should have... Oh, this is not cons, this is party. I need to do more, obviously. No, I am like... Dude, you guys should see. I am like... I'm very bad at time management. Probably because of my ADHD. But I recently started using this little moleskin to like write down tasks for the day and stuff like that. Like various between video projects and other stuff. And I'm crossing them out. List making hasn't worked for me in the past, but I've finally been able to get it done. To get it working. I finally managed to get it working. Like a decent system working, and so like I'm trying to, you know, I had to talk. I don't know if you've noticed, but my output this last month has been a lot higher than previously. I don't know if I've ever released 2 videos in a month, and I've done like 3, because my I technically released the Fire Red bot on like the second to last day. I released that Fire Red Seed bot video on like the second to last day of I was pretty early. This is a couple TVs early off seed. I want to put the seeds over here. What seed did I hit? There's 2 seeds early. All right, we'll try one more time and then we'll calibrate. Yeah, I can turn the music down a little bit. So, hello, James. I'm not James. That's not my name. So anyway, I released that Fire Red vid, and then it did well, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do the Ursaluna vid. I did the Ursaluna vid, and then I had to do the Bugsy vid. That was always... Bugsy vid was always coming out whenever Bugsy got eliminated from Worlds. That was pretty much the point. And then I have another one that I can do probably pretty quick that would be closer to the Fire Red bot video. What's the backlog look like currently? Oh my god. Backlog? I'm not going to tell you what I'm working on right now because that's like a little mini secret. I have to fix my e-reader things from June because I fucked them up horribly. Technically, Deoxys is fixed. I just haven't released it. But basically what ended up happening was, I accidentally developed them without a GBA BIOS. I think I moved my GBA BIOS, and then I didn't notice it was, there while I was developing. Like, I just moved the folder, and MGBA doesn't throw an error. MGBA doesn't throw an error when the BIOS is missing, and I had it set to skip BIOS intro. So even though I have a GBA BIOS enabled, I don't have, the BIOS screen showing. And so they got all sorts of fucked up, and I've been slowly, not very well, spending, like, I haven't had the time to fix them all. I fixed Deoxys. Deoxys is technically ready for release. On all versions. I just haven't done it yet. So it's a full disaster on that front. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. Then I have, this isn't Hardy, is it? What's the nature? After the e-reader videos, I have a couple of other new videos. I told you guys about the other stream that I want to do. The other stream that I want to do is, alright, we were pretty close, but off seed. We were like 1 seed early. Why don't I just up by 8? Let's hit this. Well, I'll tell you in a moment. Because it's actually not, it's not what you think in terms of not doing it lappy. It's in terms of, my brain isn't working good. So I have a stream where I want to do a breed without RNG manips. In like Gen 3 or Gen 4 or something. I think that could be fun. After that, I have another e-reader video that I want to do. I have a bunch of like projects that I like kind of soft released in the Discord, but didn't, I like soft released them in the Discord, but I didn't make a video about them. So I was thinking like a quick little summation video of like a couple of random e-reader projects I've done. Like the clock, the date change, this other event that I'm, Papa Hefe's event, another random event that I made, and then the Ruby Sapphire Ace one that I made. I think I could release all of those. Do a little video about those. I want to do Pokewalker 2, especially since Ursaluna did so good. I was thinking about making the thing about Spiritomb is that I need to just do the video. That's the thing. Well, because in my head, I did the Ursaluna video, and then I did the team building video. And then after that, I was thinking like, okay, well, what do I gotta do? To make the Spiritomb video happen. Because I think I can tell a decent story with it, but it wouldn't be a full tutorial. It would just be me vaguely explaining how Pokewalker works. But then, the issue, I was mainly thinking my footage wasn't good, and I was thinking about just doing it again. Literally just doing the video a second time. Like, just RNGing Spiritomb again. But then I was like, fuck, there's luck involved. Like, it's not... I'm literally not guaranteed to get the nature that I want because of the way that RNG works. I don't know. Jolly. I think I've hit this Jolly one before, but we'll calculate, see where I'm at. But I don't know. I want to do Pokewalker soon. Don't count on me for everything. I'm so unreliable. I'm trying to be better about being reliable. And I've also got another thing that I'm announcing this weekend. That is going to be launching this weekend. But I need to get a hold of Jeff to do it. I hate. Yeah. So I'm like letting myself get overwhelmed by the fact that I don't think I'm going to finish this video. And I would like to get at least one more video out before the month ends, just to be consistent. Because if any of you watch my podcast with Jimothy Cool, we were just like talking about YouTube at the end when it became just like more of like an open convo or whatever the heck. And this still one early? No, this one late. It's 2 late. No, it's 3 late. Oh my lord. We came to open combo at the end, and he was like, you know, he was talking about like, he was like, you know, your release schedule is inconsistent, and I was thinking to myself like, well, I'm pretty good about releasing a video a month. Sometimes I'll have lapses where I'll go a month without making a video or so, but I'm pretty good about making one video per month. And he was just like, you know, people always appreciate something to watch. And I was like, I can up my production, and it would be, and I've been wanting to break out of a big problem I have is that, I tend to get hung up on these very large projects, and I need to not do that. Because then I become like ride or die on these large projects, which is like not good. And then I was thinking it could be fun to do a Ursaluna style video on getting like Raikou from Coliseum or something, but I don't even know if I want to keep doing that. Like, do I want to just make a tutorial on Raikou? Do I want to make a story? I don't know. I don't want to play Colo, that's for sure. I need to free the Swablu. I need to do so much different things. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do about the tutorials. I kind of want to not do tutorials on my channel anymore. Because I don't know. My brain isn't good at processing. Like, I had been spending a lot of time thinking about, like, do I just make a different YouTube channel for tutorials at this point? Because, but then it's like, it seems silly to do that. Do I study computer science? I'm new here and I don't know. No, I didn't. A lot of people, I feel like I don't know how to explain this. I feel like, I have, like, someone actually emailed me the other day saying, hey, you know, can you work on this project for me involving this Ratchet and Clank game? You seem like you're very knowledgeable about computer science. You seem very knowledgeable about computer science. Would you be willing to help? And I was like, I don't have any of the things. Why is it invalid input? You seem very knowledgeable about computer science. I'm sure you could help me. And I was like, listen, I only know ARM assembly. Right? Like, so you understand. Right? I don't know about the thing that you're talking about. Like, I don't know any of the languages you said would be required for this project. Like, and like a lot of people think because I've done like assembly programming or what have you, I'm some kind of genius. But like like, no, like, I literally, I would say the only programming language I am, like, very confident, like, literally very confident in, I can see it, I can read it, I can instantly, like that, understand what's happening, is literally Thumb. Like, literally GBA Thumb assembly. And probably, like, I could, read, and I'm even when you compare thumb to arm, which they're like branches of the same type of process, like I literally am significantly worse at arm just because I don't know the opcodes offhand like that. You know what I mean? I would say it's literally only thumb, and I guess the fucking Emerald scripting language I'm very good at as well. But Emerald scripting language is like easy. It's like piss easy. It's like literally like you could like use that as a way to explain to kids how to program, I think. ARM assembly just clicked. It's not, I don't even think it just clicked for me. It's just more, well, it didn't just click for me because it's Thumb Warrior. Yo, Pinky, thank you for the $2. I'll read from Snapple Moment. So it didn't just click for me because I needed a significant amount of help from Xiao. Like I could not have done it without Xiao. And it was only probably on my latest one. I mean, the beasts I didn't really need that much help with either. The stuff I needed help with for the beasts was more about like navigating Poke Emerald and stuff. But yeah, like I know Thumb very, very well at this point because I spent so much time programming in it, and I had such a good patient teacher who was able to like listen to me do the stuff. And it's not that I have zero interest in C++, but like I think Admiral Fish put it best, where you don't learn a programming language to learn it. Get a like if you're gonna learn and you're not gonna go to school to learn, just have a project in mind and do whatever it takes to get that project done. And that's how I learned Thumb. And like I haven't been secret, like I want to try and make a video game on the Game Boy using assembly just because it'd be fun. And I thought, and so I'm trying to find the time in the evening to do that. But it's harder when you are doing it alone, and like I don't have a person to constantly, like literally one person to poke 6 million times about, but we'll see. Okay. Real fact number 195. 11 of the 50 US states are named after an actual person. There you go. What are the 11 states? Obviously Washington. Does Virginia count as a, cause isn't it, thanks for the donation. Isn't it Virginia after like the Virgin Queen? Isn't that why it's called that? What else could it be? I don't even know if that one would count, though. I thought Dakota was named after the Native American tribes. Like the Lakota tribe. I thought that's where Dakota came from. Let's Google states named after people. When I have the list pulled up. I'm tired. That was a real interesting fact. I have to say, Snapple, you've done good. Alright, Delaware was named for the British governor of Virginia, Thomas West Baron Delaware. No way. Georgia was named after King George too. Okay, that one makes sense. Louisiana was named commemorates. Louisiana commemorates Louis 14 of France. Ooh. 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 Alright, so Louisiana is Louis, Delaware is Delaware, Georgia is King George. New York takes its name from England's name, James, Duke of York. I don't know that that's right. Wouldn't it just be after York, the place? North and South Carolina are named for King Charles I. Carolina is Charles? Okay, I guess. Pennsylvania was named after Admiral Sir William Penn. Okay, that makes sense. Maryland came from Henrietta Maria. Virginia and West Virginia were named after Queen Elizabeth. Okay, that one I knew because she was the Virgin Queen or whatever the fuck you want to say. Well, that was like, oh, anyway, I was talking about my programming stuff. Anyway, I am not a, like, I feel as though I am capable of learning other languages if I wanted to, like other programming languages. Like, doing Thumb has given me a lot of confidence to just doink around. And I've learned quite a lot of C just from looking at the decomp for Poke Emerald and Poke Ruby. Like, I can navigate those decomps pretty well and read and understand C, like, decently. And so I have a lot of confidence that I could learn any other language that I really wanted to. Why is your face numb? Dental work? Okay, good. As long as it's not a stroke. Actually, I thought that if you like ARM, Lappy, you might like this game I've been playing. Hold on, let me find it. Okay, Lappy. I'm gonna DM you, actually. DM you a picture of what we're working with here. The image. It's a fake assembly game. Fuck you, Lappy. It's a fake assembly game. It's about like restoring an old computer. It's pretty fun. It's like a puzzle solving assembly style game. It uses a fake assembly game with like a fake assembly language with like 3 commands. I think, no, there's more than 3. There's probably like 10 commands or 15 commands or something like that. So it's kind of like a networking / assembly language game. I think it was like $5 or $10. Maybe it was like $7.99 or something like that. I can't remember. I put a decent amount of hours into it. It was pretty fun. And there's a little bit of like a mystery plot. Like, your uncle found the computer, tried to restore it, and then died. And then now you're programming it. It's very basic stuff, but it's just like a fun little tinkerer programming thing. I think it's good for people like me who's like, I'm not really a programmer in the sense of like, the stuff that I have had to do in assembly, I haven't had to do... Yeah. I just thought you would like it. I've just been forwarding it to a lot of different people who are like computer science adjacent. You heard of mystery mail before? No. Any one of the 31s it could be. 14, 16, 14, I think I was 1 seed late again, dog. Where am I at? Let's try this. Premises. That's funny. I actually have big brain activity designed for a new e-reader. I have so much going on. So I have 2 e-reader projects, right? I have to do the birds, and I've actually been really planning out the birds pretty hard in my free time. I think the legendary bird release is gonna be like, expect ETA December release for legendary birds from me. I'm gonna it's gonna be a lot of work, and it's gonna be a fucking huge project. I'm gonna make it even bigger than all of the other shit that I made before. Which sounds ambitious. Sounds ambitious, but... And I might not even be able to finish it by December, to be honest with you. That's how much... No, they didn't come out because... I talked about it a little bit earlier. They were, I have a lot of issues with them. Because, I fucked up while developing and didn't have a GBA BIOS available. So basically what happened with them, and the reason they're not out, is MGBA... In order to develop the e-reader events, I need to be using MGBA that has a GBA BIOS enabled, right? And recently, just before I got my new computer, which is right when I started developing these, or I upgraded my computer. I didn't get a fully... I mostly got a fully new one, but it's technically, like... I don't want to talk about it. But when I upgraded my computer a lot, my desktop got wiped, which is where my GBA BIOS was. But my MGBA was in one of my other hard drives. And when I load MGBA up, I have hide BIOS, so I don't see the BIOS every time I reset. And if you're missing a GBA BIOS and you used to have one, like if the file went missing, MGBA doesn't notify you. So I developed all 4 of those events without a BIOS, and so they don't work on actual hardware. And I am slowly... I finished Deoxys, and now I'm slowly fixing up the Mew under the truck. And I... yeah, of course, it'd be a problem for everybody. I mostly make them to be done on original hardware. And so then after that, I have to fix it for Johto starters and for the final Mewtwo event. So that's going to be a while. But eventually, I'll have them all done and ready to go, and I'll make shorts about them. The birds are different. The birds are interesting because what I want to do is... I don't want to reveal too much about what I got going on for the birds, but they're going to be huge. They're going to be for Emerald as well. I don't know. They're going to be for Emerald and Ruby and Sapphire. And I'm going to try and make them the biggest one by far. It's hard to one-up past having a new map. You know what I mean? It's hard to one-up, you know, you have a new map. Hard to beat that. I've already done new maps. I'm going to try and make... I have a very detailed plan for what I want to do for it. And I'm going to try and break all my old rules for it as well. I have a couple of really good ideas for it. And I'm totally even willing to break my old rules that I previously had. The one rule that stands as legality is important. They will all be legal XD birds. But they'll have broken shiny locks. Oh no, wrong menu, wrong menu. Then I have another e-reader idea that I'm not sure how to implement. I don't have like a concrete plan for what I want to do with it. I don't have a concrete plan for what I want my other idea to be, but I have a pretty good idea formulating. So I have at least 2 more e-reader videos in me, and then after that, 3 if you count the leftovers video that I want to make. So I have at least 3 more in me, and then after that, I don't even know. I'm gonna have to come up with other shit. I want to do Gen 1 RNG and stuff too, but life is pain, if you know what I'm saying. I think Spiritomb will be a good video. Maybe I should have just committed to that instead of trying to do this other stupid ass thing that I'm working on. I don't even know. We'll see. We'll see. I'll do one more and then I'll calibrate. I'm excited for next week, because next Tuesday, I'm going to start the saga of breeding a 5IV Pokemon. I don't even know if I'll ever finish it. Who knows? That will take a really long time. I'm going to have a couple of long streams next week. I might be doing, like, morning till whatever work, and then stream until, like, 5 p.m. Do you think that cheating in the 9th gen is as acceptable as it was in the previous gens? Well, I've never really said that cheating is acceptable. It's more like I'm trying to explain this in a way that makes sense and is clear. So, I never really thought that cheating was acceptable. It's like, just because I'm ragging on how difficult it was and how fucked up it was, didn't mean that I didn't acknowledge that, like, in all the videos, like in Gen 4, but like for example, like somehow cheating is more acceptable in Gen 9 than it was previously because it gives you less of an advantage, right? Cheating will always give you an advantage if you hack your Pokemon in, because you don't have to spend the time acquiring the Pokemon, right? Because if you don't spend the time getting the Pokemon, you have more time to practice. Maybe you have more time to practice and test your team and build your team as late as possible, then you're gonna have an advantage, right? That's the main crux of why hacking is bad, right? It's bad because you can gain an advantage from more practice hours and more flexible team building options, right? Because you don't have to, like, if you could change a critical Pokemon on your team the day before the tournament, and if it's something like Moltres Galar or Calyrex, or something like that, then, you know, you might be shit out of luck. And so that's kind of why it's unacceptable. I think it's the wrong nature. That's kind of why it's unacceptable. And the older the game, the more likely... Okay. The older the game, the more likely you are to gain an advantage by cheating, right? So it's like, if you were playing Gen 3, which I think is the game that took me the longest. I think Gen 3 took me over 100 hours to build that team. And I probably literally built that like 3 or 4 times as fast as Min did. Actually, I might have built it slower than Min, because Min, you know, accepted shit IV. No, I don't know if that's the case. Would I have done it faster than... Do I think I did it faster than Min? Probably. Because some of those Pokemon catches were really fast. Maybe the breeds were worse. Maybe my breeds were slower than accepting 2 or 3 IVs. Anyway. Point is, you gain the most advantage by cheating in Gen 3. Like, if let's assume, right? Hold on. There's a big crash in my living room. What just happened? Very strange. I don't really know what happened. Doesn't really look like anything happened, and my cats were in the bedroom, so I don't think it was them. I don't think he could have gotten... I don't think he could have gotten there. Anyway. So, like, when you're talking about, like, cheating or whatever, like, let's think that, like, if you hacked in your team... Let's think that, like, if you hacked in your team... you can hack it in 10 minutes, right? If you hack a team in 10 minutes, but it takes a normal player like me 100 hours to build that team, you are gaining, like, the advantage you're gaining is astronomical. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, it's unbelievable. I don't even know, like, that if someone says that doesn't give them an advantage, like, they're delusional, I think. But let's take a look at Bugsy's team, which took me, what was it, 6 hours, 5 hours, something like that. You still gain a significant advantage, but it is like the significance of the advantage is much less. So, oh, it's 5, not 6. So yes, you literally gain less of a time advantage than you would previously. But there is also less of a need to hack, if that makes sense. So... be like League. It should not. League does not give you all the characters. For competitive, it only gives them all the characters at the tournament. You actually don't get all of the characters on your account, which is strange. So you can't practice with them unless you buy them. I mean, most League players are going to have them all. Their company will probably just give them money to buy every champion. Mental. I don't want to calc this. I'm not in a calcing mood. I'm in a gaming mood. Any competitive event allows an uneven playing field is inherently flawed. Yeah. Well, is that the case? I mean, that's not necessarily the case. I mean, there's always things you can't control for, right? But if you assume... I mean, all games allow for an uneven playing field, first of all. Like, a lot of people make the sports analogy to me, right? Okay. Let's explain. Let's take it to, let's take it to motorsports, right? The funding that the race car driver gets is based on their sponsors. That's a sport that is like, do they have a restricted budget? Can they only spend X amount? Like, every car is not going to be getting the same amount of money and maintenance for crew and for people. You know what I mean? It's like, is the sport better or worse because of that? Like, it's probably worse. And then it goes, you could say the same about any sport, right? Like, if you are a runner, right? Your training regimen is going to be, and like, dude, it's almost like, it's like you have an advantage based on how much funding you get for your training, right? Yeah, but also, unless you have a budget, like, a budget cap doesn't matter if one person hits the cap and another person can't hit the cap, if that makes sense. Unless literally every single person is able to hit the cap, then it's not an even playing field, right? And I would say the same about, like, a professional sports. See, that's the big difference, right? Is in real life, it is a lot harder to... In real life, it is a lot harder to get a professional sport to make sure all things are equal, right? Because part of the difference is, like, different drivers, like it's a lot harder to pass regulations to force you can only spend, this is the exact amount of budget that you have. You are not allowed to have less than that because of the way it works, right? NASCAR doesn't give the players the money, right? Their sponsor, like, they give some money, but then they wouldn't be very profitable if they didn't allow sponsors who then increase the budget, etc., right? So it's harder to control for. In Pokemon, it's fully arbitrary, right? The developers just said, this is how it is. That's it. This is how it is. I mean, I could breed the Clefable, and that'd probably be easier, and I might even pivot to that later off stream. But it's because basically, if you want a competitive Clefable in Gen 4, you need to get it from Gen 3 because this is the only game that it only learns Soft Boil from these games, from Fire Red and Emerald. I mean, yeah, say what you want, but I do think socioeconomic things are something that you should try your best to control for in a competitive environment, right? Like, you don't want someone winning a tennis tournament. You know, I just saw, and I don't really like this, I'm not a huge... Bernie Sanders just did a podcast with a person named Theo Vaughn, who I'm not like I don't really watch Theo Vaughn's stuff. I've seen their YouTube shorts and stuff before, but I don't like watch his videos, but I watched his interview with Bernie, and Bernie was saying in an election, he was just like, if I have more money than you, I'm gonna win 9 times out of 10, or like 95%. He'll win more if he's got all the budget of like the DNC behind him, compared to an individual who is gonna, could be running a much more difficult campaign, right? Much more difficult to run campaign, anyway. And I think the same you can apply to sports, right? Like, do you want someone like I'm sure people have done this before, because I'm not a like, I'm sure people have studied this type of thing before, right? But like, I guess the end statement is you don't want someone winning a tennis tournament because they had more money for better coaches, better training, and better analysis on their play compared to their opponent, right? You don't want that to be the case in a sport. And so you should do your best to minimize it. And I mean, I think affected sports. Football has players from poor and rich backgrounds. Yeah, because football is probably... I'm sure coaches matter a lot in football, but the equipment cost is zero. You need an open space. You don't even need a physical goal, really. You could just put 2 sticks and that would be your goal. So that makes sense. That's a good real-world example. Golf is primarily rich as money gets you, And you can't even get into golf clubs without, you can't even get into, like, literally golf clubs. Like, not, like, clubs as in the physical object. But you usually can't even get into the clubs themselves without being wealthy. Isn't there like a big golf tournament that doesn't allow people of color to compete? Or is it women? Or am I spreading misinfo? Let's find where we're at here. I remember that being a thing a while ago. What's up, Zyconus? How you doing? Hey, Blisy, I just want to thank you for all the content you upload. It's amazing, and the work you put into very special, super cool. I definitely look forward to your future content. Thank you. Isn't it easier to breed? Breeding is not actually necessarily easier. Breeding an emerald is like mega annoying. That's kind of why I'm doing it this way. I guess I haven't ever done the breeding thing since... I might pivot to breeding because this is, you know, very difficult. And breeding is kind of tedious in emeralds for PID, for IVs specifically, because you tend to get like different methods for IVs. I remember I've been stuck on alt method for a really long time on like, because the last time I tried to breed it, I got stuck on alt method, I think. We were on seed. We were like a TV early or something. I mean, I don't think it's important to have competitive like. Oh, that's right. You need a freaking GBA to do it, don't you? I don't know why you do. It's got to have something to do with the clock cycles, right? Where'd you get that plush, Zinio? What the heck? I knew from the HP stat that was incorrect, by the way. It's for both stats and shiny. You know, Clefairy was actually the first fire red and leaf green RNG manip I've ever done. Before all of this good seed hitting technique was down, we used to find our seed by receiving an Abra and then doing a manip. And the first manip I ever did was received an Abra and then RNG manip to Clefairies immediately afterwards. Do you recommend the Analog Pocket? No. I mean, GBAs aren't going anywhere. They're pretty reliable. I mean, Analog Pocket's probably the future. Insofar as, like... I don't know. Analog Pocket's probably the future insofar as eventually every single GBA and DS will be broken. Or they'll be so prohibitively expensive that it's not going to be worth it. But... bad news for you. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, GBE prices are already getting up. Yeah, so basically the way the manip works is, you know, I'll do the manip. I'll explain the manip on my next full run. How's that sound? No, you need to have pre-downloaded bank already. Here's how the manip works. The first timer that says 69 on it, that one is going to be timing when I hit the seed and when I receive Clefairy. The second timer that says 2397, that's going to be just inside of the TV. So I'm starting this timer right when I launch the game. Now this timer is going to go until eventually I am at the title screen, in which case it will beep 5 times, and when it's done beeping, I will hit start to try and hit my seed. The seed is a 60 frame per second accurate thing. I'm still going no coffee, by the way, but this is just decaf. I got a decaf cup this morning because I stayed up very late last night. I was having like a severe anxiety attack. And drinking decaf just helped me get in the mood that coffee usually would. Okay, so now that I've hit start here on the seed, I'm going into my bag and I'm going to start TeachyTV at the same time as I hit start here on this timer. While in the TV, the RNG moves 313 times as fast. So it basically does a little bit of fast forward for me, and now I'm way farther ahead than I would be otherwise. And then when I receive this Clefairy, I'm gonna get not the one that I want, but yeah. Now it's much farther along than it would be otherwise. I'll do one more before I calculate. I'll go with the headaches. I don't get coffee headaches. No matter how much I drink coffee, I don't seem to get them. I was in Italy for basically 2 weeks last year, and I was drinking like 4 Cafe Doppios a day. No, I know, I'm saying I don't get caffeine headaches. And when I came back, I didn't drink coffee for a while, and I just didn't get them. My working theory is it's got to do with my ADHD. But the reason I'm doing a no caffeine moment is because my anxiety's been kind of worse lately, even though things have been going good. My anxiety's been worse lately, even though things have been going good. And then also, I woke up on like Saturday or something, like really sluggish. And it was like, clearly my body wanted me to get coffee to get up and go in the morning. And I was like, we can't be doing that. We can't be having a body that needs coffee to get going. So I'm just, I'm going probably, maybe a month. A migraine trigger for me is usually not getting enough sleep at night. But yeah, last night I went to bed really late, and then I woke up. I didn't wake up too late today. I woke up at like 8:30 or something. And then I was like, I felt tired because I hadn't slept enough, and I knew a headache was coming. So I took ibuprofen for my headache, and then I got a cup of hot decaf because I didn't want to break my caffeine streak because I had a bad night. And I think the decaf cup, the hot decaf cup, I mean, technically decafs do have a little bit of caffeine in it, but it's not like that big of a deal, I don't think, for me. But I think the routine of having a decaf cup in the morning is enough to make me feel good, if that makes sense. It's sort of replicating the, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, right? It's an Absolblog's Pokemon thing, right? I don't know if he took it from somewhere. Motion nature. Oh, I might have been like 1 frame late. Guys, I was 1 frame late on Seed. I was literally exactly 1 late. No. Dang it. Yeah, I have 2 streams. One for the shorts to get people in here, and then one for the regular human beings. That's it. And I haven't gone for a bike ride in a couple days because I went on Saturday. No, on Sunday I woke up because my in-laws were in town all week. My in-laws were in town all week, and we were gonna do like an all-day thing with them on Sunday. And so I got up very early. I got up at like 6 to ride my bike in the local park to the local park, and I had recently been editing the Bugsy video. I had edited the Bugsy video. Sorry. I had edited the Bugsy video for like 2.5 days consecutively. It was exhausting. I literally just did it again. This is the exact same Clefairy. Are you kidding me? I had edited the Bugsy video for 2 days consecutively, and I was like very cramped up, and I hadn't exercised. And so I was like, I will do squats before I ride my bike. And so I got up in the morning, I stretched, I did 45 squats, then I rode my bike. And then my legs the next day were oh, and then we bowled. That day we also bowled. We did 3 rounds of bowling. And then the next day my legs were very unhappy with me, to say the least. they said, "Hey, Jake, you don't get to do that again." And so I haven't worked out for 2 days for my legs anyway, because and I've mostly been doing cardio stuff. So I now haven't ridden my bike in a little while. That's 5, not 6. We got outdoor patio furniture, which is very nice. We got outdoor patio furniture. We got a fire pit. We got a barbecue. I'm very pleased with such things. I haven't used the fire pit yet because we only got it a couple days ago, but I'm excited for it to use it. Yourself, Drake. Your brain isn't working good right now. I'm gonna do one more attempt on Dunskies today. I just wanted to get a short stream out here to be consistent. We'll put on a good song here. Not it. Alright, that's it for me today. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't know what I'm going to be streaming tomorrow. I'll figure something out. Maybe it's this again. Maybe I go to eggs. I don't know.